Hey everybody, welcome back to the show. There is nothing better than watching people hurt themselves and laughing at them.
Absolutely. It is an international sensation, and they had 40,000 contestants try out to be a contestant on Wipeout Canada. We are joined by the host, Ennis Esmer, one of the hosts, and obstacle course host, Jessica Phillips.
And
hi guys, how are you?
And who is your little friend?
And Jonathan Torrance.
Jonathan Torrance couldn't actually be with us here in real life. So what we did was we took his spirit, Freaky Friday style, and just put it into this doll.
Now, did one of the contestants make this for you guys?
This says something.
It's very nice to be here. Jonathan Torrance.
He's got a little Twilight vibe to him when he's that doll.
It's very popular with the kids, so I thought I'd pull off the head.
Jessica, is this indicative of how crazy the people that choose to be contestants on Wipeout are?
I wouldn't say crazy, but fun and wacky. Yes.
Right.
Well, I think you're just upset because they didn't have. She didn't make a doll.
You didn't get a doll.
She didn't make me a doll.
I believe the quote was, "I don't know who you guys are."
Yeah.
Ennis, you didn't get one either?
Yeah, it's fine. No, never mind.
Jonathan.
Oh, yeah, right.
Now, everybody's seen Wipeout Canada. I remember when they were doing the casting here last summer, people were going bananas to get on the show. What is it like for you guys when you get to meet these contestants and they are just completely, well, some of them are in their underwear, some of them are just like obscene, but they're so excited to be on the show.
That's fun.
It is fun.
There's definitely, I think, it was a bit of a shock the first time when we walked into Toronto and they had this massive lineup at 8:30 in the morning of knights and people dressed as full-size Canadian flags and a guy in a sumo suit.
It was like Comic-Con.
People kind of, but like way crazier in a way. And just people were so excited, and we had a guy who was a photo bomber who was dressed fully like all in black. You couldn't see his face. It was 8:30 in the morning. It was a little terrifying. But I think ultimately you grow to like. Really kind of fall for these contestants because we went from 45,000 we had when in 1 month of applications we accepted 45,000 and went down. We had to whittle it down to 260. Well, not us personally, but we had to get it down
you get to know the backstory. I mean, as they're going through that process.
Oh yeah, and they've all got videos up on YouTube, and the more that they're into it, the more it sort of shows that they should be on the show.
Now you have to explain how the show works, because I naively thought that just like the American one, I thought the American one was shot maybe in California where they shoot TV shows, and I thought maybe the Canadian one is shot here. But Jessica, tell us about the set and where you guys are and where the contestants are.
Well, all of the different formats actually shoot in Argentina.
Really?
Yep, all of them except for the US version shoots in Argentina. So it's just this one big massive set of all of these obstacle courses.
It's on in 30 countries, so they all come down there.
You're kidding me. So is it like all the hosts from there, and do they just sort of line you guys up like day after day?
I met the one from Total Wipeout because they were shooting next door, and actually my boyfriend came to set and he's walking around. He's like, "I'm looking for the host." And they're like, we don't recognize that name. They're like, "You must mean the Canadian host. She's over there." And he's like, "There's another one?"
So how rad was this? I mean, going down to Argentina, it's a beautiful country, but you get to go down there and have that experience as well.
It was amazing. Like, something that I will always cherish and remember.
Beautiful country.
No, and it's my favorite part is when people, well, it's just the
when
same
they wipe
reason.
out?
Well, the same reason why I watch America's Funniest Home Videos. The nut shots when people hurt themselves on the ground.
There's a lot of sacking in this.
Why is that so funny?
I think that people like to live vicariously the people who dare to dream, and they like to laugh directly at people whose dreams are as ridiculous as getting on something like Wipeout. Right. And when you see someone living their dream,
like this person,
for example, yes, this was a great moment.
I love the cheese pun counter.
We don't just go for the obvious. Let me clarify. She just really was a big fan of cheese. That hat was a coincidence. So we were trying to really represent the subtle depth of her humanity.
Did you guys try out the course at all? Because I would be tempted.
I did. I begged with them to let me run the course, and they let me do the Wipeout zone my last night there.
How awesome was it?
It was amazing. Such an adrenaline rush.
Did you get launched? Were you one of the
you go down the slide and launched into the air and into the water and jumping the barrels.
Ennis, did you do it?
I
hurt your shoulder. Just a bit of a shoulder
had a salsa dancing lesson that night. I couldn't make it work.
I was drinking a Malbec.
I had already signed up.
What about this little fella? Did he try it out?
Oh, well, for me, my main thrill is in insulting people who try. So I was probably knitting that night, as is my wont.
As is my wont.
As is my wont. Jessica, how did you make out? I mean, how did you do?
I had such a blast. I'm not going to say how I did. You'll have to watch episode 14.
Oh, so they actually
Awards.
Everyone can laugh at me there.
We're having the Wipey Awards on the 14th episode, so she'll be in there.
The Wipey.
Now, Mike and I got a sneak peek. I think it's episode 1, but there was a fella that scared the bejesus out of me. He looked like
the Ginger Warrior, man. This guy
the
was
gardener from The Simpsons.
Groundskeeper Willie.
Yeah, he was
a
so
little
like
intense.
carrot top muscular. Do you ever get scared of the contestants, Jessica?
No.
You're down there with them.
They're harmless. They're just so much fun. They're just there to have a good time, and I kind of egg them on and get them to
Yeah, see, she
show
asks
that.
for it. She
Yeah, I
provokes
do.
it out
Yeah.
of
Well,
her
and this
contestants.
particular guy was, he had a little bee in his bonnet about
Might
you
have
and
been a
Jonathan.
slight chemical imbalance, but at the end of the day, you just sit these people down and give them a glass of water and just an open ear
be
for
all
them to
right.
listen to. Yeah,
Are
exactly.
you watching the whole thing? I mean, while they're actually doing it, are you there and watching them go through
We're
the
in
course?
studio watching it. Yeah, we've seen the whole thing, so we get a good handle on it. And a lot of these contestants we've sort of seen from their audition tapes, so we sort of figure out what their angle is. They're presenting whether they're the yummy mummy or
the tuxedo marble bag.
or the tuxedo
You'll have to
marble
tune in.
bag.
Does
wearing,
anybody ever actually?
He was one of my favorites. I was a big fan of the tuxedo marble set. I love marbles.
and bags.
Right,
Sorry,
right.
now I'm fucking in. Sorry, Jonathan, if you see this, I apologize.
Wow.
Back off my accent.
Does anybody ever actually? Because the thing that amazes me when I watch it is. No one actually gets carried off on a stretcher,
Yeah,
at least that we
that's
see.
true.
But do most people, I mean, does anyone ever actually get hurt? Or
Well,
is
like
it,
everything's covered in that padding, you see. People get bumps and bruises, but
Still
we
looks
have the
painful
medical
being
staff
punched in the
there.
face.
Well, I ran the wipeout zone and I didn't even have a bruise on me afterwards.
oh, now you're throwing down to everybody.
What'd you do?
So what's wrong with you,
You get a
Canada?
cramp on the couch, huh? Yeah, you think you got it tough?
I was knitting with Jonathan.
Quite.
So you'll have to tune in to Wipeout Canada. The premiere
So
is April the
awesome.
3rd on TV Tropolis. Do not miss it. We're
Something for the kids, something for the adults. There's
Yep.
something for everyone in this one.
Something for this fellow.